Hey guys, welcome to the All Sports Pass Podcast North. My name is Eli, and of course, we got Max here. Um, and welcome back to another video. And boy, do we have an episode for you today. Basically, this Tennessee Illinois game, it's probably gonna go down as a classic. Now, let's just say that. But before we get into this video, you already know we're gonna start off with the verse of the day. And today's verse comes from Isaiah 40:31, and it says, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength; they shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary; they shall walk and not faint." And also, guys, before we get in this video, leave a like, subscribe for more college basketball content. And without further ado, let's begin. So it was a slow start for Tennessee. Basically, Illinois was up 8-0 pretty much, and so Tennessee just also wasn't really playing like how they should have been, in my opinion. You know, basically, I also think that a problem that they did that was happening was also the fact that from the last video when we did the Tennessee Miami video was that they were leaving too much space really as well. But I also do think, of course, that, and I'm trying to sound as sportsmanlike as possible, but there are some calls that I definitely did not agree with. Of course, even ended up getting Chaz Lanier ejected because he fouled out. And yeah, but there's also one that I think was a missed flagrant as well that they did go back and review, but they ultimately did not call flagrant on Illinois. So, yeah. But what I do believe is this: is that Tennessee's able to get the win, but like it wasn't just a comeback win; it was a clutch win. But before we talk about all that, Max, what did you think of the game?
I didn't really watch all of it. I kind of turned it off at halftime, but what I saw but defense was leaving too much space and just got a bunch of missed calls on the refs.
Yeah, and I also think that, of course, that Tennessee I think that they were putting the ball in the wrong hands. Pretty much, I'm going to say Igor Milicic. He pretty much went 0 of 8 from 3-point line. Of course, it was an off game, but I think it's pretty clear if you miss like multiple 3-pointers, just don't try again.
Yeah.
um, Now I do think, of course, everyone has an off game, and I do think that but of course, they nearly lost to an unranked Illinois. And now, don't get me wrong, well, it seems like that environment though up there, it was it was loud and everything. That I honestly don't blame. I also kind of am not blaming them, but I do, of course, think that like we said with the calls earlier, I just don't think that this was a really fair game that was refed. But hey, Tennessee came out with a win, so
Yeah.
yeah. But basically, Tennessee. Hold on here. I'm trying to go to the play-by-play real quick. Hold on. No, not the play-by-play. It's So basically, Tennessee went 31 and had 31 points in the first quarter. Illinois had 30, and then they were able to. And then Tennessee got 35 points in the second quarter. Illinois got 34. Basically, it was a real close game, like I mentioned. But I do think, of course, that for Tennessee, if they're going to start to, play better in this up now, of course, you do get a break. You are going to be playing like you are going to be playing a Western Carolina team that's 3-6 at home, and then you play NTSU the next week, and then you play Norfolk State, which you mentioned you're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do think, of course, that Tennessee's going to have to really figure things out because if tonight's narrow win wasn't an eye opener, I don't know what will be because like we say, like multiple times, we think that I think that leaving just too much space, is really what haunted Tennessee on the defensive side. Um, and don't get me wrong, you're going to have some of that sometimes, but I just think I noticed it like on most of the times when Tennessee was on defense mostly. But I also do believe that you know I still believe that heading into like the second half, Illinois was ahead by a lot, but Tennessee just kept on coming back. Like they were throwing everything but the kitchen sink to keep their undefeated streak alive. And then, of course, both teams went to the line. And Zakai actually, I believe Zakai missed 2 in a row
He
at the
did.
free throw line. Yeah, he did. Sorry, I'm still in shock by what we're about to talk about. Okay. And then it was basically a free throw line battle, pretty much. And I think one of the lucky breaks was near the end of the game, Illinois was inbounding the ball, and they only had 8 seconds on the shot clock. And for those who don't know, the shot clock is, basically the time you have to put up a shot. If you don't put up a shot, it's pretty much going to be, it's pretty much a turnover. And now the shot clock does reset to like half of the time once you if it hits the rim and you get an offensive rebound. But yeah, but I do think, of course, that for Tennessee, like being able to, I think just getting those rebounds, of course, and driving down the court, but just not being able to execute like they had been the last few games. I think that's also a problem because you know, like I mentioned with Igor a minute ago, he just wasn't able to handle these, wasn't able to get in a three. He was able to get 7 points in, but however, I do think that this wasn't the best game for him or really Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all right, and now this is what we're talking about here. Like heading into the last few minutes, the last few seconds of the game, Illinois went to the line and they tied the game.
Yeah.
But
His piece so was bricked and missed.
yeah, he missed the first free throw
Yeah.
and made the second. But there were still like 5 seconds left on the clock for Tennessee. And Jordan Gainey, the man of the night, puts a buzzer beater for the win. And yeah, I'm just still in shock. I really am. Because, Tennessee, I just think that was really struggling tonight in the paint as well. He's able to go in there against like being heavily guarded, ends up getting the win for the Vols on a layup. And yeah. Now I do of course think that, that for Tennessee, they're able to survive Illinois, and you get 3 weaker opponents before you start SEC play. And we're actually going to talk about SEC play for a little bit here. And I do think, of course, that the SEC has they have some good teams that Tennessee is going to be playing here soon. And I'm going to be I'm pulling them up right now as we speak, actually. Hold on, it is loading. We are still waiting. I'm getting the circle of death, unfortunately.
No.
Hold on.
Yes. We can definitely beat Georgia because right now
Yeah, there we go. All right.
they were only leading by 4 to Grand Canyon with 12 seconds left.
Wait, as of now, as of this video?
Yeah.
No way. Man, I guess we should have waited to record this.
Yeah.
All right, but hey, it is what it is. But still, they're probably gonna win because with the time left. But yeah. But let's take a look here. Tennessee's gonna be playing Arkansas at home on January 4th. Arkansas is 9-2, but however, I do think it is a winnable game for Tennessee as Arkansas is not ranked, and basically Arkansas was able to beat Michigan. They're able to beat Michigan 89-87, and then they beat Central Arkansas. They beat Miami by 3. They beat UTSA, and then they also beat Lipscomb. They lost to Baylor, beat Troy, beat Pacific, beat Little Rock, and beat Maryland Eastern. I think that is, and they actually lost to Illinois. So yeah. Now, and it was actually a bad loss to Illinois, actually. Now, Illinois was unranked, and this one, Arkansas, was 19th in the country. and Illinois beat them 90-77 at Arkansas. Now, of course, I do think, of course, that for Tennessee, though, like according to the ESPN analytics, Tennessee has a 90.2% chance of winning this game. But hey, let's just hope we don't have another repeat of football season. Trust me, I was actually at a party up until like halftime watching the game because like it was dark out and I just wanted to get home. So I left that early and I was watching the game at home. I thought we had it in the bag, and then of course we had to force another punt, and then just it didn't go their way.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
so we don't need to watch Arkansas beat us again.
yeah, and I was at Talladega, but that happened too.
Yeah, I bet you were glad you were at the NASCAR race when that happened.
Yeah, and because we had like a Airbnb watching the game, and then like my dad's friend kept like throwing up for migraines, like kept getting lost.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I cannot believe that.
Yeah,
Well, hey, to be honest, I hope they didn't go to the race the next day because because hey, if they think that's a migraine, try going to a NASCAR race without ear protectors. Now, luckily I've never done this, but yeah. Yeah. All right. So for Tennessee now, then they travel to Florida, who's ranked ninth in the country. Florida's 10-0 as well. And that's just as of this recording. Then Tennessee will then travel to Texas. Then they host Georgia. Then they travel to Vanderbilt, and then they host Mississippi State. And then I'm hoping if Auburn keeps their ranking, that this might be a good game right here, Tennessee versus Auburn. And then of course the rivalry, Tennessee and Kentucky. So yeah, I honestly think that it's going to be. I think we got some pretty good games coming up here.
yeah,
And one thing that I really think about Tennessee is that, is that I really think that you got to try to figure out, what to do different because, once you get past these, weaker competition, you got to start planning for the bigger competition in the SEC because, you're starting to figure out, who are you're playing, and of course, Illinois, the win tonight was a Big Ten team, but the SEC is a whole different league this year, and Tennessee's got to be ready.
yeah,
Um, but however, I do think, of course, that Tennessee's willingness to refuse to lose is also a good thing because, like we say, Jordan Gainey tonight, it just shows that they'll do anything to try to get out on top. All right, is there anything else you need to add? You want to add?
and
All right. So here's my player of the game. Y'all already probably know Jordan Gainey. But here's the thing. He actually led the team tonight, and he was actually coming off the bench. And so basically, now he didn't start, but he was a bench player pretty much. And he was amazing tonight. Not only for that, but this dude put up 23 points. You heard me right, 23. And basically, that's just a lot for coming off the bench and leading the team. And he also had the best 3-point percentage. He went 3 of 6 from the line, and that just it's just an amazing night for him.
yeah. Right. And then my play of the game is Chaz
Lanier.
Lanier. Yeah, Lanier. And uh, reason I picked him because before he got ejected, he had 17 points, which is like really good. And then he got ejected. So I think if he didn't get ejected, he would definitely had at least over 20 points in the game.
Mm. Yeah, and now for Tennessee, I think they can rest easy about what over what about narrowly getting by Illinois, but I think that that it's good to see how they come up with the SEC competition upcoming here in a few weeks. So we'll try to see if sorry so we'll try to see what Tennessee does when SEC competition comes up. And you have anything you need to add?
No,
All
except
right.
for the fact that Georgia beat Grand Canyon 753-68.
Wow. So that could say something about Georgia. Like it could. I think now. I think I agree with you now. I think we could beat Georgia in basketball. All right. All right. So I think we're good. I think I think that's all we got tonight. I think. Unless you have anything you want to add.
Nah.
All right. That's all we got for y'all tonight. If y'all like this video, get a like, subscribe for more college basketball content. Peace out. God bless, and good night.